back by popular demand. It is the top 10 movies that I watched in 2019. And this year you get the lovely added benefit of seeing my face in this dark, well, not dark, poorly lit office. Yeah, this one's going to be a little more off the cuff. Normally I, write up a script. Didn't really feel like doing that this time. I wanted to do it a little more au naturel, so there's going to be a lot more odd cuts, probably, if I stumble over my words too much, but I'm going to try and do my best. If you see me looking over here a bunch, it's because I have a list of everything I want to talk about. I just have the names of movies. I'm going to forget several key points about all of them, so bear with me. So, like I said, the way I do my favorite movies is it's not so much what came out in that year, it's just anything I saw in that year, because you can go watch movies anytime because streaming and the internet and all that. I would recommend any of these movies regardless of when they came out. That's the point. So anyway, number 10. We've got John Wick 3 Parabellum. I mean, if you've seen the John Wick movies, you've seen the third one. It's John Wick a third time. The action is just as good, if not better. The cinematography is better. There's some really cool sequences. Look, they're all the same. The only reason why I wouldn't rank this higher is because, well, I've seen it. I've seen it twice now. It'll never get old. The movies are all great. But, yeah, I need a little more... I need something to vary up the formula if it wants to get higher than a 10th place again, if we ever see a John Wick 4. If you haven't seen any of the series, totally recommend them. If you have seen 1 and 2 and haven't seen 3 for whatever reason, go watch the third one. Number 9, taking a huge left turn, is the movie 8th Grade by comedian Bo Burnham. If you've ever wondered what he's been up to, he's kind of been quiet for a while. It's because he made this movie called 8th Grade. It's, I believe, the star, who I don't remember her name right now. I think she was on an episode of, was it Game Grumps or was it 10-Minute Power Hour? But she was with Dan and Aaron. I guess that's all that matters. I don't remember where exactly, but I'm thinking it was 10-Minute Power Hour, actually. Elsa Fisher, maybe? Don't quote me on that. I don't remember her name. Yeah, it's sort of a coming-of-age, serious, a little more serious, talking about social media and depression and teen issues. Weirdly, the type of movie I always enjoy, especially when they're done well, and this one was done very well, especially for a directorial debut. If you like that type of thing, check it out. It gets a little uncomfortable at times, but it's meant to be. I guess that's just a little warning. I won't say any more than that. But overall, very good film. Would recommend it. It's on Netflix. Easy to find a way to watch it. Number 8, we have Neon Demon, which is Nicholas Weinenbreffen. I'm butchering his name because I only half remember it. I'm really showing how much of a movie guy I am with this, aren't I? Anyway, so he, obviously big Drive fame. I think this was his first movie back after that. Drive, obviously a bit of a cult classic, I guess. Because I don't think it did very well. Maybe I'm wrong. Neon Demon, I feel like, is kind of the same. I actually prefer Neon Demon to Drive. I'm just going to keep comparing the two because they're similar in a way. It's got very, very good composition. The shots are beautiful. The colors, the lighting, it's a beautiful film. Subject matter is much darker. I wouldn't say it's so dark that you'd turn a lot of people off. Maybe don't show your grandma. I don't know if she'd dig it. but I think it's not too far for most people. Number 7 is Penguin Highway, a movie I went in completely blind to. It's not something I get the chance to do very often, and for anyone who doesn't know, I love penguins. I guess they're my favorite animal. I like them because they're dumb looking, and they waddle, and it makes me giggle. It's just one of those things. It's always, I don't know, always made me chuckle, and it has for 15 years now. So I see an animated movie about penguins. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I don't want to say anything about this movie. I don't even know if I want to go into the subject matter. I guess all you need to know is they found penguins, and they march, much like March of the Penguins, very similar, except it's a highway, and that's why it's called Penguin Highway. I think Japan, in the Japanese animation scene, has been putting out some really good stuff the last couple of years, and well, to be honest, most of us are sleeping on it. And shame on us. Shame on me, too, because I don't always catch them in theaters. This one I happened to. I lucked out. Number 6, and the majority of the reason why I was stressing movies I saw for the first time, is comedy classic Blazing Saddles. I would imagine most people would have seen this movie. It's Mel Brooks... I don't know, a masterpiece, I guess. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It's one of his big hits. What can I say? It's a classic for a reason. That movie has some real good laughs. And I watched a lot of the Mel Brooks movies this year. I didn't think it would be fair to put a bunch of them on my top 10. I don't know if I like them all the same. But I think at least one of them needed to be there, and Blazing Saddles made that list for me. It's hilarious. What else can I say? So getting into the top 5, this is where things get weird, and because I can't really rank these movies. I give them a number because I wrote this list a couple weeks ago. Actually, I'm just getting around to filming this now, and I don't know if I agree with the order I put these in. But I'm going to read them out how I wrote it, because that's how I felt at the time. I agree that all of my top 5 belong in the top 5, but maybe I'd mix the orders up a little bit. So these top 5 are all stellar, big recommend, and we'll start with the movie that caught everyone by surprise last year, is Knives Out. Just great. Just fantastic. I mean, I think a lot of people were hesitant because it was Rian Johnson's first film after The Last Jedi. And of course that movie was divisive, to say the least. But boy, look, who cares about Star Wars? It's all about Knives Out now. And what is it? J.B. Blanc? Mr. Blanc? I don't remember his name. I'm really bad at this. Daniel Craig, Kentucky detective, real southern gentleman, doing a whodunit. I mean, it's the way it takes a classic mystery format for a film and kind of twists it for the audience is... I've never seen anything like it. To be fair, I just don't think there's that many mystery movies at all anymore. And so to see one like this, it was just really cool. And also I can't stress how refreshing it is to see a movie where it's not a CG fest. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just nice to watch a film where it was probably mostly, if not entirely, shot on location, and it's just people acting, and they don't have to deal with mocap or VFX. It's just a film, and I missed that, and I had that feeling leaving the theater. I hope we see more of these. Knives Out has already been confirmed for a sequel, so big thumbs up to that. Looking forward to it. Good job, Ryan Johnson. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 4 is Mr. Oscar snub himself, Klaus. One of the best animated movies I have ever seen. I mean, it's not just amazing 2D animation, which is something everyone complains that we don't see enough anymore of. The lighting in this movie, it puts some 3D movies to shame. It puts some live action movies to shame. The lighting is, I can't explain it. You just have to see it. It's so pretty. The only nick I can give to Klaus is it is, I guess, technically a Christmas movie, so it's a little weird maybe to watch at any time other than the holidays. But I don't think that should matter too much. Might be like, oh, this is weird, but whatever. It's beautiful. Everyone in the movie does a fantastic job. The art, the style, it's gorgeous. I'm on the team of people who think it should have won Best Animated Feature. It didn't. That's okay. Still a good film. Can't take it. That cannot be taken away from it. Number 3 is Rocket Man. A musical about Elton John and about his life. I don't know enough about Elton John to say how factual it is. I know his production company was involved in the movie, so that could lend credibility, but it could also lend itself to maybe embellishing some things that might not have happened. But I'm not judging it as a documentary. I'm judging it as a film and a musical, and it is great in both of those. Taron Egerton, just fantastic singer. I mean, he kills those Elton John songs. I would say I am an Elton John fan, and maybe a little blasphemous to say I think some of the songs in the movie, his versions, maybe a little better. They're pretty good. I would say the movie doesn't pull any punches. It gives you a pretty general idea of Elton John. Like I said, don't know how factual it is, but it goes into the goods and the bads with just a stellar soundtrack if you like Elton John. If you don't like Elton John, I don't think you'd like the movie. But if you're unfamiliar with his work, I would say this is probably the best way to get introduced to the music. Because I knew a few songs growing up. My parents would listen to them. Really just my mother. Dad didn't care. So I knew a few songs, but I learned of a bunch of new ones watching this movie, and some of them have since become some of my favorite songs by him. 2 thumbs up. Go see Rocket Man. It's not in theaters, but, figured it. Number 2 is The Dead Don't Die. Probably the least successful film on this list. And, God, a movie has never made me feel the way The Dead Don't Die make me feel. It's it's an experience. When I went to see the film, I didn't know what to expect. I had seen a trailer. There's some real good, some goofs, some sillies in the trailer, made me want to check it out, and I'm boy, am I glad I did. I never felt better leaving a theater, looking at the person I saw the movie with, and thinking, what did I just watch? And we both agreed that we didn't know how to answer that question, but both agreed that it was great. It's an experience. I'm not really too familiar with Jim Jarmusch, the director of the film. I know he has some level of following. I'm not familiar. Wait, did he do? He's probably done something I've seen and I'm probably forgetting. So doing a quick Google of the Wikipedia of Jim Jarmusch, nothing caught my eye to say I've seen anything he's ever done, but maybe I'll work on that. Maybe I'll check out some of his other films if they're even anything like The Dead Don't Die, because boy. And I mean, I don't remember the third actress's name. She's sort of like the female lead of the movie, I guess. Don't remember her name. She's fine in the movie, but unfortunately for her, she is way overshadowed by Adam Driver and Bill Murray, who are just... I mean, they're just great. I mean, everyone is familiar with Bill Murray. I would say everyone's familiar with Adam Driver at this point as well. But I've never seen... what was that show he was in? Girls? I haven't seen Marriage Story yet. So I've really just seen him in Star Wars. So I wasn't sure what to expect, and that boy's got some comedy chops. He's got some real good delivery. I would love to see him do more comedy, actually. So go see The Dead Don't Die, because there might be like 17 people who saw that movie, by the sounds of things. So my favorite movie of the year was kind of a surprise to me, and that is Song of the Sea by Cartoon Saloon. I remember when this film first came out in, like, I'm going to say 2014-ish. I remember it was pretty close to when I started working in the animation industry that Song of the Sea came out. And I was invited to see it, and I didn't. I don't know why, and now after finally seeing the movie, I regret not going all those years ago. Because it's just a real treat. It's based off, like, Irish, Welsh folklore, which is something that just never gets touched on, really. So it was fascinating to learn new things. The style is just, it looks like a book. Looks like a picture book. It's fantastic. I can't say enough good things. Yeah, it's just a real good movie. I felt great. I was watching it in not the best circumstances. I was sitting on a floor in Toronto with no furniture, being wildly uncomfortable, hating the city, and God, I was so absorbed in it that I was not registering people walking in front of the television. In my brain, people were teleporting because I just was so transfixed on this film. And a movie has never done that to me. So that tells me that I really liked it. It's got some good emotional moments. It's got some real happy, heartfelt moments. It's got some laughs. And it's probably easily the best movie I saw in 2019, even though it came out years ago. So that's it. That's my 10 favorite movies of 2019. I hope you see all of them if you haven't. Tell me what you thought of them if you did. Yeah, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time. Goodbye.